Asher. And Pipeman on W4CY Radio.
This is Pipeman here on the Adventures Pipeman W4CY Radio, and I'm here with...
This is Matt, a keyboard player for Adfeilion.
And this is Scott, the nylon guitarist from Adfeilion.
Nylon guitarist. Oh my God, tell me about that. That's so cool to me.
So we came to Bloodstock through Metal to the Masters competition.
Nice.
And someone told me that there might not be a single other nylon guitar in the whole of Bloodstock. And I take that with a lot of pride.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
We infuse Celtic melodies from the nylon guitar. It sort of represents the harp sound. And then we overlay that on top of ambient and like distorted metal guitar. So it's got a very interesting sound, a very interesting place within Bloodstock. But it does fit, and people seem to love that sound.
You know, what I love about it is, and I've been talking about this a lot, is there's so many bands nowadays, metal bands, that they sound exactly the same because they're following some formula. So I love when I hear bands like you that are doing something unique to make you stand out.
Thank you. Yeah, do you want to say something about that?
Yeah, I think a lot of it is also being at the right place, the right time, and luck, in the sense that it was lucky that we are passionate about things that potentially haven't been done before. We both share a massive love of medieval and Celtic sounds and scales and timbres. We also love atmospheric electronic music, and we love metal. So it just so happened that when we wanted to create our music, we would pull those three things in that haven't been done before. But we did also, early on, try to make a very conscious effort to create things that haven't been in the space with those ingredients as well. So it was on our minds, but there's also a lot of fortune and good fit.
Yeah, no doubt. And I love Celtic music. Like, I go to a Renaissance festival back home every year, and my favorite part is going to the Celtic live shows, and it's like so cool. And most people think, oh, metalheads don't listen to anything but metal. And that's such bullshit, because if you love music, you love music.
Absolutely, and I think the rise of dark Scandinavian folk bands, Highland, Nitland,
Highland.
They are getting really good recognition in metal festivals, right? But they don't use a single distorted guitar. So I think, as you said there, it really demonstrates that it's a really inclusive community. And there are particular themes that people just really resonate with. And you don't need an electric guitar for that sometimes, though we do.
Right? Well, it's funny you mentioned Highland, because I do Hellfest. And I interviewed them like the first year after COVID at Hellfest. Wow. And before I interviewed them, the publicist was like, you need to go see their live show, because we don't really hear about them in the States. And I went and I was like, oh my God. And so this year at Hellfest, I brought somebody with me. I'm like, we need to go to their live set. It'll blow your mind.
There's something about their live set that feels like a whole ritual, isn't it? And that's the arc that they go for. I think what we wanted to do was to create something similar, but to reflect our roots. So
right.
We're not from sort of Norway or Scandinavia, we're from Wales. And a lot of the old Welsh instruments have a similar feel to the instruments they use. For example, the cruth is the equivalent to the tagelharpa, and we have the lute and things like this. And so we wanted to create something similar, but to be as authentic as possible to our culture. So when we saw Highland first, we had such a similar experience to you. It was like an incredible experience when you go and see this. You almost feel like you're watching something special happen on stage, isn't it? And we're trying to recreate the same thing, but with a druidic feel.
And then even the crowd.
Yeah.
It's like almost cultish in a good way.
Yeah, positive, yeah.
And it's funny, you guys say you're from Wales, but you're tall enough that you could be from Scandinavia.
Hypothurians of Wales. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, when did this all start for each one of you? Not the band, but your musical journey, where that moment where you're like, oh, this is what I need to do.
I like that.
For me, I've always been surrounded by music. My father isn't a musician, but he was a big, passionate fan of music. and he often would show me his interest, a lot of classic rock, a lot of AC/DC, Iron Maiden, things like this that I really resonate with when I was younger. But he also loved a lot of folk material. He loved Scarborough Fair, for example. He loved the tune Greensleeves, and by extension of that, he loved a lot of films that would have brilliant soundtracks by Hans Zimmer, like Gladiator. We'd buy those. So for me, that seed of enjoying ancient music mixed with metal and rock, even if it wasn't one song, but over a playlist it was mixed, was really, really special for me. But then when I got older, and I think I was in university, I was late teens, that's when I really wanted to pick up a guitar and actually play and share music and really feel what it feels like to share something I'm really passionate about. That was it for me, and that song was Twilight of the Thunder God.
Nice.
Nice. For me, I was trained to play classical piano and classical guitar, so obviously I'm influenced by a lot of the classical musicians, but I think growing up also, around us in Wales, you see the culture is like heavily influenced by the things that happened there historically, and so you can see still Druidic circles that exist around, and growing up you could relate to things in the media like Lord of the Rings, or like medieval fantasy kind of films and media, and so I've found that within what I write, when I write for Adfeilion, it's largely the Celtic melodies mixed in with a lot of ambience, and so we try to balance the two to create a very dynamic experience when we're playing. And I think that when we think back to our early influences, like now we look back and we go, it just makes sense as to how this is formed, but it's really hard if you were to try to take it apart now to understand. So
Right.
yeah, it's come about that way.
And Bloodstock.
Bloodstock.
What's your opinion of Bloodstock?
What's my opinion?
Yes.
Well, this is my first time being at Bloodstock, and it is absolutely incredible. It's very, very chill, and,
Right.
But you're surrounded by incredible bands. So we've seen Offnus, which were on the Sophie Lancaster Stage yesterday.
They blew me
Oh
away.
my days, they were incredible. And I'm not even a big fan of black metal necessarily, but they were absolutely incredible. So they've really turned my opinion on black metal.
Their passion is what did it for me. You could
Seriously.
see it on stage.
Yeah, and then we also saw LN yesterday and Thuna Wolf. And again, these artists are more in line with folk metal, and they're people that we really want to connect with going forward and hopefully do some tours with in the UK.
Nice.
But yeah, it's been some amazing artists. Who's been some of your favourite, Matt?
Very, very similar. We really wanted to support the other folk metal bands that were present at the festival. I absolutely loved Thuna Wolf and LN. Their energy, their ferocity on stage, their presence, backed up by incredible music, was really special. I almost was quite teary when the flute was playing, backed up by the bass and the guitar. I was like, wow, this is so beautiful, and I can't believe I'm right here front row watching it. I loved it. So I don't know what it's like to be at an Adfeilion gig, because I'm always on the wrong side of the barrier, but that would be beautiful if someone feels that way as I felt about Thuna Wolf, because it was fantastic.
And Judas Priest are playing next year.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, that's very exciting. I saw Judas Priest a few years ago in Amsterdam, and they were fantastic. Absolute heroes of the scene. Wow. We'll welcome them back with open arms next year. It's going to be fantastic.
Oh, yeah. I've been seeing them since 1981. And, like, anytime they're playing, I have to go to their set. Because they're just fucking badass. And they're cool people, too. See, that even the icons of metal, they don't have that nose up in the air. They're just one of us.
Yeah.
And that's what's cool about the metal scene, and especially here at Bloodstock. I find it's like we're just one big family here. It's a DIY festival, which I think is incredible, and I think just the whole atmosphere is great for bands like you guys too, because it is where you connect. And doing the whole metal to the masses thing, it's like just making the metal community better. So what else do you have going on that you want to tell the listeners about that we haven't discussed yet?
Of course. So we recently released a new album last week. It's called Revelwyr, which is the Welsh word for warriors, because the album was recorded as a prize for winning the Swansea Battle of the Bands,
Nice.
which we won last year. So we just dropped that. Please check it out. It's on all streaming platforms. We've also got vinyl in production of that as well, which will be
I
out
love
in the
it.
autumn. And we've got loads of gigs coming up. So next gig is in London next Saturday. week after next, 23rd?
Yeah.
The 23rd in London. And then we're going around the UK a little bit. We're playing in Liverpool in October. We're playing in Swansea and Cardiff. But all of the dates and venues, they're all on our socials. Check out our website, our Instagram, Adfeilion, and you'll see where you can find us. But it's going to be a busy end of the year, but we're going to love it.
Nice. And let's talk about your merch, too, because people can't listen to my show unless they buy your merch. It's the only way you guys get to the next gig.
Yeah.
Tell us about the merch, because I'm sure people would love it.
So we've tried a variety of different t-shirt designs so far. We're selling some at the official merch here, and that was produced by The Bay, which is a local company, t-shirt printing company in Swansea, and it looks really, really cool. And what we've tried to incorporate is a lot of the design that we've used on the album that we've just released. So one of the sigils is from a single from the album called Hallowed Glade, and that's on the back, and it looks very runic and beautiful,
Nice.
with Celtic influence, of course. And then on the front there's a really nice design that we were collaborating with Offness to create. So very thankful for Alan from Offness. So that's our current t-shirt, but we've got a few different ones. We're hoping to get them onto the website soon. Over and above that, we do have some patches, and then of course the vinyls that will be coming out in a couple of months. So that will be our merch for now.
I love it. I love that you're here at Bloodstock, and I hope we see a lot more of you, and thanks for being on the Adventures of Pipeman.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Pleasure's all mine.
Michelle Kerr was my press officer for my entire fucking career here in the UK. My entire career with Machine Head. She recently passed away, and it was a very, very sad day. And I can tell you the reason that I'm going to tell this story is because she was family. She was Bloodstock family. She was heavy metal UK family. Most of the bands that you know and love, you probably heard of because of that woman right there. Slipknot, Slayer, Machine Head, Trivium, Killswitch Engage, Hatebreed, you name it. She helped lift everybody up, man. She helped lift everybody up. And in so many ways, she helped make this entire music scene, this incredible, beautiful community that lives here at Bloodstock, man. She helped make it. So ladies and gentlemen, please make some noise for Michelle Kerr.
Thank you for listening to the Adventures of Pipeman on W4CY Radio.